Ben, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Good,
Can you
good.
see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Awesome, awesome.
So how are
What's
you?
up? Your name is Keith, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh, dude, you got a Dream Theater shirt? Oh my gosh. Dude, they're like one of my favorite
Oh
bands.
yeah, I saw them a couple of years back. Amazing band, great, great ones.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Vijay, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, 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 Vijay. So is there anyone else joining or just you alone?
I believe it's just me and Jesse.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's just us two. Oh, and Ben. Hey, there's Ben.
Hey,
What's
Hey,
up,
there he is.
Ben?
Hello.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Ben. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Wonderful. So, guys, Serpent was released in April 22. So, can you tell me a bit about the EP, the songwriting, and the production behind this new EP?
Yeah, who wants to take that one?
I'll take that one. Man, Riding the Serpent was actually it's pretty interesting. Obviously, we started writing it right before we started writing. Actually, the first song we wrote for the EP was Talladega, which we wrote right before COVID, like literally not even 3 or 4 months before that. We wrote that song, got that knocked out. We started recording in May of 2020, and throughout that time, obviously, there was no shows. There was nothing going on. So we were literally meeting multiple days a week, writing, which at the time, and we still do think is our best material to date. Throughout all that process, I mean, obviously the stresses of when are we going to play again? When is everything going to be normal again? It was chaotic, and then, through turmoil, through everything, we all went through our struggles, with losing loved ones and whatnot. I lost my father. We lost some friends throughout the pandemic. It was a struggle, but with struggle comes strength. And I believe we put all of our emotions into our music and created something that we believe is our best work to date.
Wonderful, wonderful, Ben. And was there any particular concept that was put behind this EP?
Y'all can take that one.
I wouldn't say
I
necessarily.
don't think there was any.
You can go, Jesse.
BJ, you go.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't necessarily say there wasn't like a concept behind all of the songs as say like as an album as a whole. We
Yep.
kind of just our process of writing is kind of just we all have different influences for one thing. So like as music we like to listen to and that we each individually draw from. So like when we always get together and write, we always just usually try to start off with like some guitar riffing or like some chords or like try to come up with like a melody, and then we always just expand on it with just jamming on it really.
Mhm.
And so that's really how most of our songs are written also. And like Ben always has, his own way to do his lyrics. So but like the musically, like we never really thought about, yeah, we're gonna stick to this one
Mhm.
type of idea for a concept for the full album.
Gotcha, gotcha. Wonderful. And how is the touring plan looks for you guys this year?
We're working on it right now. We want to try to book some more, but a lot of places are starting to book up fast again because touring's finally starting to come back kind of in full swing again. So everybody's kind of itching to get back out there and on the road. But we also feel that and be like, so we're trying to book some right now. We don't have any major tours booked right now, but we're going to start working on to possibly try to do a few weekend runs by the end of the year, probably maybe 2 or 3.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you guys released 2 amazing videos for Serpent and Talladega. So can you tell me a bit about the making of these videos?
Man, Talladega was a fun one. Both of them were insanely hot. We shot them both. Actually, we shot Talladega in July of 2020 and Serpent in July of 2021. Shot in New Orleans. Talladega was outside. The sun was beaming on us. We were riding cars here and there. It was a blast, man. I mean, Dream Seeker Productions, based out of New Orleans, has always been so good to us. They do great work, a lot of great videos from a lot of other local artists and regional artists that they've done. I mean, it was definitely different for us. You know, we had a makeup girl, we had catering, you know, we had oh man, what else was different? We had a ton of stuff, man. It was a complete different production. It was a whole production. It was a whole movie production, man. And it was we were impressed, and we were, you know, I think Talladega were a little bit overwhelmed at first. You know, it was just so different from what we were used to, but we ended up grasping it, and ended up becoming very, very comfortable with it, and as well as the guys in Dream Seekers, and phenomenal experience.
Wonderful. And
I want to add too.
Yep.
I'd like to add too about the Serpent video. Like, we filmed it in a really cool location in New Orleans, like a haunted house.
Mhm.
And so we got to utilize props for the haunted house and some of the effects for the haunted house. And like, one of my friends from high school has his own reptile breeding type of thing he's starting, and like he's got a business now, and like he has a bunch of snakes, and he brought his live snakes on set, so we got to use real live snakes in our video. So that was really exciting, and like that's the first time we've ever done anything like that too. So, you know, that kind of seems to be like a thing with like us. We always, every time we do something, we always try to go bigger than what we've done before. So we always try to do something that we have never done. So we keep pushing the envelope.
We were joking for our next video, we were going to have live tigers in it. You know, yeah, like he said, just try to up the ante the next one. You know, I thought the snakes, you know, we agreed that the snake, I mean, obviously the song was called Serpent, and it was kind of a way to defy fear, you know, like having the snakes like present, staring us in the face, wrapped around our necks. I mean, it was just something that it freaked people out. But I mean, also when you're doing a metal video, you know, which, you know, depending on what your art is trying to convey, you know, and we're not that metal band with like super dark imagery or anything like that. We kind of bounce off of nature and animals, and, you know, I mean, we grew up in the bayou, so snakes, alligators, reptiles are very present, and it just made sense.
Wonderful. And what would be some of the upcoming plans for the band this year?
Jesse, take it away, man.
Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I left for a second because my internet's kind of messing up. But yeah, so as far as us right now, like aside from what BJ was saying, like we're definitely gonna try to start playing a lot more shows to get back to like where we were pre-COVID and everything. So aside from shows, we're just gonna continue on writing. I mean, like every week we all have a lot of ideas. We try to meet up at Ben's place and try to like just get creative and try to do everything we can to just keep the ball rolling, you know. So yeah, definitely like writing a lot. And aside from that, like also like I know the band, we just got done well, I wasn't there. I had a wedding to go to, but the rest of the guys went to go see Trivium, Lamb of God, and Megadeth, and In Flames, all at this. What was the arena, Ben?
It was the Cajun Dome in Lafayette. We actually unfortunately missed In Flames. I believe, well, I missed In Flames. I know Shawn missed In Flames. I don't know about you, BJ.
I did.
Missed In Flames as well. Yeah, the show started early. And yeah, we missed In Flames, unfortunately, but we got to see Trivium, Lamb of God, Megadeth. Lamb of God's performance was probably one of the best performances. I mean, probably the top, especially when it comes to metal performances I've ever seen in my life.
So good.
It was amazing, you know, and obviously those bands, Trivium and Lamb of God specifically, huge influences of all of us in the band. And seeing that was very, you know, especially like seeing that at home, you know, because, you know, Lafayette, funny thing, Lafayette, Louisiana, you know, and even though BJ and Jesse weren't in the band at the time, and we weren't even called Ventruss, that was where we played our first show 10 years ago. Like the anniversary was actually on April 20th. So I don't know, Lafayette, that city specifically, even though it's not our hometown, it always is a piece of our history. It's cool seeing bands like that come through that arena. And I mean, it was inspirational, you know, it definitely, at least for, you know, for me, it was, I'm pretty sure it was for everybody else. It was very inspirational, kind of made you just want to up the ante again, you know, like BJ said, you know, always try to up pyrotechnics and all that just really just inspires you to go back to the drawing board and figure out what you can do to make your show better. I mean, last night, 2 nights ago, I saw Seven Dust out here in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Agora, man, and they played their whole entire Animosity record, and that was incredible.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite records. Like
that was my that is one of my that was my first Seven Dust record. They played Beautiful,
Oh hell yeah!
That was
Love
they
that
played all of
song.
every single one.
I'd like to go back to the question and talk about like we do have some shows booked though coming up soon locally in Louisiana. We have a couple of shows in the works locally for us around Baton Rouge and stuff. We're playing a Halloween show in Gonzales, Louisiana, and that'll be a fun one. We're all going to dress up, and but in the near future, we have plans to get physical copies of the Serpent EP made, and we're gonna have we want to have a big release party in Baton Rouge at a nice venue with get some of our friends and some good bands on the bill, have a big party show, and release the physical CDs of the EP. So that's something we're also in the works with. And you're about to start seeing more digital content from us. We're about to start blowing up TikTok, and we're gonna start creating content and doing more things like that, like lyric videos, guitar playthroughs. So you're gonna see a lot more digital content from us too. We're gonna try to start growing our fan base online also, and our engagement with our fans that way also.
Amazing.
You're gonna see a really, really our sense of humor, which is pretty all over the place, but it'll be very relatable.
We want people to see us, who we are outside of the band too, because we're like a big family. We're best friends, and always cutting up. So it's never a dull moment. So we want people to be a part of that.
I will say, the past year, we actually went to Kansas City and Missouri, and we brought Ben's camera, and we just started filming the whole journey there and the whole journey back, and you really get to see who we are as people, just casually, and it's really cool to be able to share that with people, because I was that kid, when I'm I have these musicians that I look up to. I'm always I wonder how they are as people, and then you go on YouTube and you look up these videos, you get it just gets you nice and inspired. I want to be like them, and not just as a musician, but as a person, and to be humble and to nut up, and it's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're starting to do that too. We're starting to be that band where we could start showing our presence of who we are as people than just musicians too.
Wonderful.
And like Lamb of God and Philadelphia from Lamb of God, that's a classic one.
Absolutely.
So that people can then want to be.
Wonderful. And guys, almost 10 years of making music. So how has the road been for you guys so far?
It's definitely been a road. It's been a road, man. It's definitely been a journey, and looking back on it, the growth is just watching the growth of the band, from start to finish has been pretty unimaginable. You start doing it, or at least I started, I started the band when I was 17. We started the band when I was 17, and I really had no idea what I was really getting into. I knew what I was getting into. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't realize the hard work that really went into it. And man, talk about, and then, it took years to find the right group of people to do that with. And once that happened, then the snowball really started getting bigger. Things really started happening. And, you're only as good as who you're around. And, was the right group was established, then it was go time. I mean,
I'll say it was when I joined the band, it was that was the last piece the band was waiting for, kind of. At that time when I joined, y'all were y'all had a lot of stuff offers y'all had to postpone because y'all didn't have a full lineup of members. And then it was as soon as I joined and we got rehearsed, it was we started hitting shows hard and started playing, and we played for nonstop, and we were just playing all over as often as we could. and we were getting traction, and we were playing with big shows like national bands. Like it was crazy.
Oh yeah, man. Like we went, you know, it was I'm trying to think. We met BJ around like a month and a half after we lost our previous drummer, and you know, we had to turn down like really good shows. I mean, we had a show offer with Drowning Pool. I remember specifically Parkway Drive as well. Couldn't do, and we didn't have a fill-in drummer. Like at that time, like our circle of people that we knew in the scene that, you know, we knew had the skills, we just didn't, like, we ran out of drummers. Like we were just out. We didn't know any other ones, and like we knew we just needed to outsource. And once we found BJ, it was literally like we played like 2 or 3 just like warm-up shows, and then we started playing with Hell Yeah, 12 Stones, Adelita's Way, 1,000 Foot Crutch, Gemini Syndrome, Star Sets, All That Remains,
Cannibal Corpse.
Oh man, Super Joint. Who'd you say, BJ?
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse. It just started snowballing, and it was just like whoa, okay, all right, this is awesome, you know. Like,
well, that was also after I joined the band, because I joined the band right when they started getting those really like higher up bands. Like they've always been opening up for like bands like Star Set. You know, I wouldn't call I wouldn't call them top tier bands like Metallica or them, but you know, like these are well-known bands around the world. So like when I joined the band, I was with the band with my dad, and we kind of sounded like Godsmack and mixed with AC/DC. It was kind of like very unique. But I I was younger, so like I wanted to be with kids, or not kids, I say kids, but you know, people my age, in my age group. And you know, I had a friend, Savannah Sears, who was a photographer for them, and that's how I joined the band. I went to the show, one of their shows. I think it was Islander, and that was the first show I've heard about them, and I was like, this band kicks ass, and like I wanted to, you know, be on stage with them. And eventually I found out from Savannah, like, oh yeah, their guitar player, you know, he's dropping down.
It was, yeah.
And he's moving on, you know, a different path. I really wanted to take that, try to audition as much as I could.
Oh yeah,
and
man. I mean,
and eventually they gave me the opportunity, and here I am.
his first show with us was actually with Super Joint, which is Phil Anselmo from Pantera, and at the House of Blues in New Orleans. So I was like, man, what a great first show, man.
That's a
I think my second show was 12 Stones at the Varsity, I think.
Fourth show.
My first show.
It was your fourth show.
That was?
It was
okay.
you played with us in Lafayette. We did the Hodge Fest.
That was my first one, yeah.
We had that local show with Project Kitchen Band at the Varsity. Then we did that show at the Spanish Moon. That was a complete, like, they made us pay, and then 12 Stones happened. Yeah. So yeah, but it was still very, like, it was definitely one of your, like, I was like, whoa, okay, that's a great fourth show.
I always thought that was like my second show. Damn, I forgot about those other ones.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, and you're gonna get that skill.
Definitely, though, over the years with all the lineup, different changes and different people coming in and out, it definitely did influence the music too, the writing.
Yes, whenever Jesse came in,
you can hear the evolution in all the EPs.
Right, you know, whenever Jesse came into the band, he kind of definitely brought more of, you know, specifically the direction that I was really wanting to take us in. He came in and brought that to us, a lot more melody, a lot more. The stuff he was writing was like way more fun for me to write vocally. I will say that.
Amazing. And would you like to share some of the great moments that you had over the years?
Funny moments. So, I just lost it. Oh, so I was backstage at the House of Blues when we played with Super Joint, and I was with somebody, and the House of Blues New Orleans is a staircase that goes up to the green room, and it has all of these artists that have played sold out shows there. Eminem is on there. Johnny Cash is on there. Ted Nugent. Anyone you could possibly think of has a tally about how many sold out shows they have. And the person I was with was like, Hope, somebody's coming. And I look down, and like the stairway is so narrow. Like it's like literally like, I mean, I can't really describe, I can't find a place in this basement to describe it, but I see two bald heads, and one of them walks up, and I see strength written on the side of this guy's head. Bill Anselmo from freaking Pantera just walks past, looks at my friend, and goes, "Excuse me, I'm sorry." And just steadily just walked upstairs wearing a Stevie Wonder shirt, singing Stevie Wonder. And whenever he was coming down from the stage, he was singing Stevie Wonder and like moving his shoulders and snapping his fingers. And I was like, okay. And like he has like a security guard with him. He's just like, "Oh yeah." So that was a fun one. Oh man, what's another good memory? Damn.
I like the memory of us when we were playing in Alabama at Mobile. We had to take Steve's 8x12 Ampeg and
All the way up those stairs.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, we
had to carry it up like that giant staircase.
Yup.
An ass.
Or about the guy in Florida. We played in St. Augustine, Florida, and there was this drunk dude walking down the street. Wasn't at the show. We don't know where he came from. Our old bass player was like, "Yo!" And the dude comes over there. And, you know, we don't know this guy. They have these stories like Florida man does this and that. So it's like, oh, shit, that could have been one of us. So we could have been, you know, no telling what, could have eaten our face off or something. So he comes up and he's like, we can't really see him that well because it's so dark. There's no lighting. And we're like, "You all right? Do I look all right?" "No." "Well, I'm not all right." So like, "You want a beer or something?" So we get him a beer out of our ice chest that we have in the back of the truck that we were driving. And we were like, I can't remember who was reaching for a bottle opener, but the dude did not wait. He just starts opening the bottle with his teeth. He's like crazily too, like, and like he's aggressive, making all these noises, and we're dying laughing. And I'm like mad at myself that I did not even think that I did not know that if I were to pull my phone out and film this would be gold. Like I didn't know what I was expecting. I'm like, I was like, I was like, we need to get this guy away from us because no telling what the hell he's going to do. He starts doing that. I'm like, oh, I wish I would have had my phone out and filming this. I think my phone was actually dead. But and then asking us all these weird questions. We leave to go out. We pulled like down the street from the venue. He's laying out, passed out, drunk on the corner, right by a stop sign. Like, so yeah, yeah.
I'll say a funny memory that I have. Sorry, Ben, you keep going. Sorry.
Oh no. That's the end of the story.
Oh yeah, I'll say one funny thing I remember me doing was we were playing at the juke joint in Mississippi one time, and I had a bottle of rum that I was drinking out of, you know, and for some reason, I think somebody like was pranking me, and they put it on top of our trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really short. I'm like 5'5", 5'4", and I'm tiny. So like I would have to climb to get it back down. So that's what I did. I mean, I found a bunch of chairs, and we had like some of those like, you know, lounging chairs you tailgate with and stuff. Well, we had some in our trailer, so I picked them, I stacked them up, and I like climbed on top, and I was like, reaching to get my bottle of rum down, and I ended up falling and breaking the chair, but the rum was safe. And
yeah, it was hilarious.
And it was like our bass player's mom's chair. She got mad that we broke it.
Man, I remember this. That was wonderful. Yeah, that was a good one, man. We have so many stories, and some of them kind of just get like swept under the rug because, you know, so many more start coming back. I actually remember there was a time, it was actually when we were writing the previous EP, our self-titled, and I was talking to Shawn, and I was like thinking of like these really old memories because like for a while, like we actually didn't play shows, like we weren't playing a whole lot of shows. We played shows in there because we were trying to find, like we still were kind of, we had fill-in members, and we were only playing shows that we couldn't say no to. And like I was bringing up all these memories, and a lot of them weren't like out of state. They were like a lot of them were local because it was hard to just ask these people just to come with us. They weren't in our band fully. And I was like, man, dude, we really got to get on the road. Like these stories are hilarious, but we need some more. Like our funny stories were like 2 or 3 years old at that point. And then once that happened, dude, it just stories galore, man. Like we could go like write a book about all this stuff. Oh man, one that just came to me. We played this.
The time about Mr. Brad. There's a
Which
lot of
time?
Mr. Brad stories.
A lot of Mr. Brad stories. Sean's dad, we practiced at Sean's parents' house, our lead guitar player. His dad's hysterical. Like he just has us laughing so hard, like about anything. Like he just makes anything and just turns it into like a stand-up comedy event. Like I really wish I could go like back to like 1990 or something, like when he was a young man, be like, don't go into construction. You need to go on stage and perform stand-up comedy. You will absolutely destroy it, you know? Him and his Uncle Jody. It's like, y'all don't need to be working. Y'all need to be like performing and making people laugh, because y'all are some of the best at. Y'all make me laugh more than some of these comedians, even though there's a lot of comedians I really enjoy. Oh, one funny story. BJ will know this one. So Dave Fortman, Grammy Award winning producer, is from Louisiana and is good friends with the guys in 12 Stones. And we opened up for 12 Stones in it was the Varsity in Baton Rouge. And Dave is a very personable guy, very funny, very friendly, does not have an ego whatsoever. And, you know, we're kind of like talking and everything. And he recorded 3 Godsmack records. He recorded 4, The Oracle, and 1,000 Horsepower. And I brought that out. I was like, I mean, I grew up a big Godsmack fan. He also recorded All Hope Is Gone by Slipknot. So, and, you know, Fallen by Evanescence. Like he's done some really, really top tier rock records. And I just bring up, you know, Godsmack. He's like, dude, Sully from Godsmack has a solo record that no one knows about. It's not mastered or anything. Do you guys want to hear it? So we go in BJ's truck and he just like plugs his phone up and shows us Sully Erna's solo EP. And like after each song, we're just like, and he was sitting in the back seat. He wouldn't even sit in the front seat. He was sitting in the back seat behind BJ's driver's seat. He's just like, so what do you guys think?
So what do you think? So what do you think?
Like, so what do you guys think? Huh?
Oh, what about that one time with our last EP release show? We actually had I think it was one of BJ's friends record our show, and it turns out like 2 or 3 weeks later, we get the recording of our show, and it turns out he had the drum track like a whole like 6 bars off of the actual tempo that we actually played it, because our show is solid. It was like one of our best shows we've ever done. So we know like something happened with the recording where it was late or something. And when we heard it, it was the most funniest thing I ever heard. Like imagine like the full band and then the drums just out of place completely. Like it was hilarious.
I remember that. That was a funny one. And that EP release show was so solid. I mean, we had 3 other great local bands, and it was packed to the sack, and we threw down, man. It was an absolute blast.
Yeah, one of the best shows.
Oh, we did meet me and our old bass player when we played in Dallas, Texas. We met this couple in the elevator of our hotel, and her name was Chick with the Juice, and she made like her homemade cocktails with like actual fruit juice, and they were amazing. And she just gave like, we did like a cross promotion thing. They gave us some Chick with the Juice stuff, and we gave them some Ventruss CDs. They posted it, and like it was just like, oh, me and Steve, like they were so strong. We did not realize how strong they were gonna be. And like we were making our promo video, and we're like, this one goes out to Chick with the Juice, and you know, like they did not we did not know how strong, like, and they didn't even taste strong. Like they were so, like it literally tasted like the most freshest fruit juice I've ever tasted to this day, and I would love to get my hands on it again. Have not been to Dallas, Texas since, unfortunately, but next time we go,
that's a goal.
That is
that's
some Chick
goal.
Gotta find Chick with the Juice, you know. Gotta find Chick with the Juice. I do have to say one more memory. Not have to like get like too like off into it. We played. So there's WWE. NXT is the, you know, like the underground, like the newer wrestlers come up. So Kane Hill, a band from New Orleans, formerly on Rise Records, played NXT, and their song was used for NXT. Their song It Follows at the time. And there was an after party that we played along with Kane Hill and some other New Orleans. We were the only band that was from Baton Rouge. All the other bands were from the New Orleans area. I think one band was from the North Shore of New Orleans. So like they were kind of like out of the city, but they were still considered New Orleans. So, and well, we had opened. So like we were playing while Kane Hill was performing at the Smoothie King Center, the arena. We were performing on stage at the House of Blues. And we had people from all over the world there. Because I mean, wrestling is just an absolute mecca fandom. I mean, it's bigger than the Super Bowl. Like WrestleMania, it was insane. And like we had people from England, people from all over the country, like, and it was a free show. So like it was literally just people just all over the place. And that was definitely like one of my favorite shows we've ever done. Like even as the opening band, you know, out of 1 out of 6, it was still like we literally had that place packed full, balconies were full, like floor was full. I do have to say we have never played the main stage of the House of Blues to a bad crowd.
Yeah.
Like we've been very blessed to say that. I mean, we played there with Pop Evil, Puddle of Mud, Cane Hill, Super Joint. We've done a couple. They do these things called NOLA Rocks, where they'll have like these local bands. They give them free tickets, and they like, you know, you go just hand them out, and people come to the show, and just to like get people in there. And I mean, House of Blues New Orleans has been really, really good to us, and pretty much every show that we've ever played. It's like almost like, I don't know. I always picture like playing the House of Blues like we're going to Disney World. Like I don't know. It just feels magical. And maybe because the first time I played the main stage, I actually flew in from my family vacation at Disney World to play it. So that might have like a little bit of correlation with it, but House of Blues New Orleans, the memories from that place, immense, amazing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And
I got a
wanna,
question for you, Keith.
yep, go ahead.
What is your favorite Dream Theater album?
Oh, there are a lot. The Awakening, a lot of things from the beginning. I'm listening Dream Theater from the beginning, almost from 1992. So
That's awesome.
I love most of the albums. I'm a big fan of Dream Theater. Yeah.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. You could ask them. I'm like, when it comes to Dream Theater, like they're like it for me. Nothing beats them.
Jesse's all Dream Theater, you know. And I love that about our band. The different influence.
That's actually something I wanted to bring up too. John Petrucci, he's got a lot of these big like single note riffs.
Yeah.
Especially like A Nightmare to Remember from like Black Clouds and Silver Linings. Like I want to say for the song Psychosis, I wrote one of the main riffs like during the verses. That was like inspired from like a John Petrucci riff. And I'm very happy like I wrote that because like and that we were able to use it because like when I think of that riff, I'm like in my head, I'm like, this is for you, John. Like
amazing, guys. And guys, finally, do you have any message for the fans around the world?
Oh man, without you guys, we are literally nothing. Like,
yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you to the fans, man. Just thank you all for all the support that y'all have given us, and you know, just continue to just pay attention because we're about to start releasing, like BJ said earlier, a lot of digital content is coming your way. So,
oh, and also, like I said, like we love our fans. We consider our fans like more like family, you know, especially like we have shows, people, all the like our friends and people come out, you know, it's like a family reunion at our shows, you know, it doesn't feel like a show, you know, and you know, we love our fans and their support. They've gotten us this far. And like, but we have a lot of, we also want to ask the fans to continue with their engagement and their support with us. Their engagement on our content, our Facebook, all of our social medias, liking and commenting and sharing, all of those things really help us out. And we're about to be in another competition to play Louder Than Life Festival. And that's going to require a lot of fan engagement. Like you have to go onto Twitch and you have to follow the DWP, the Danny Wimmer Presents Twitch channel. And they stream every day almost. And like they're doing competitions all the time. And like these bands are like, they'll play some of the band's music and you have to go in and like vote for the bands. And then other times you just need to be in the chat, like spamming your favorite bands and the bands that they're showcasing. You just got to rep your bands that you want to hear. And they're looking for they're looking for more engagement from us. And like, so we want fans to, you know, to continue their support that they've always shown us, you know, so.
Yeah, for those that are doing it, thank y'all so much, you know, because we do see some of our fans in there that are spamming the chat, you know, letting them know that they want to hear us and, you know, but for the rest of y'all, we really need y'all's help, man. And thank y'all so much for taking time out of your day, to do that. So like showing that you do that, you could be doing anything else. Just, I mean, it means the world to us. I mean, there's so much gratitude that we have for you guys, and just continue. Thank y'all so much for continuing that. Make sure to listen to The Serpent. It's out everywhere in case anybody doesn't know. And we've got music. We've got 2 music videos, a lyric video, 2 visualizers for all 5 tracks. And I actually just put one up today, doing lyrical breakdowns for each of the tracks, and I'm gonna do lyrical breakdowns. And I love doing these. I'm gonna start doing them for the older tracks, for the old school fans, from the EP before, even the early EP. So I'm about to be putting a whole lot of new content out from that, from anybody that's been listening to us to back in the day that want to know what these songs are about, to people that have been listening to us to the EP, want to know what those songs are about, but I'm definitely knocking out these Serpent songs first. So you guys will get to see what the brand new songs are about. A lot of it is a little bit of darkness, but you know what? With darkness comes light. So definitely thank y'all very much for the support.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I want to thank you, Ben, BJ, and Jess. It's a real pleasure to meet you guys today, and a pleasure to talk to you and get to know more about the band and the future plans. And thank you so much for this. And I wish you all wonderful success in this career and great music from you guys again. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Y'all have a good one. Take care.
Yeah.